Hi guys, and this is Jeff. And yes, I'm actually back out and about in Sydney, so you will actually see me more often. We all know that Sydney is actually some of the most expensive cities in the world, and that is actually true. Recently, Sydney has actually been named as the second most unaffordable cities in the world. Oh my god. I have definitely felt the pinches recently, especially with the grocery, and also food prices have been increasing, but that doesn't mean you can't find any affordable food in Sydney. Sometimes you just have to look harder. So for me, if I have to find something that is delicious yet filling, my go-to is always those economy lunchbox. What the hell is economy lunchbox? I will probably just show you 3 spots in Sydney that are my favorite spots where you could get affordable but quality food. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you. Alright, let's go. So what exactly is an economy lunchbox? The core idea is that these are usually restaurants or food stores that cooks up 10 to 20 dishes, which includes a variety of meat, veggies, seafood, tofu, etc. And they will put all these dishes on display, and you as a customer can pick whatever combination of these dishes with a portion of white rice. If you're wondering how that works, this is how you order. Can I please get the eggplant? Yeah. And then the chicken, yeah, the fried chicken, and also the potatoes as well. For the cost of around $10 to $15, you pay and voila, bon appetit. While economy lunchbox is fast gaining traction in Sydney, this type of food store is actually so popular in Asia, and in different regions they have different names for it as well. In mainland China, you have your Hefan or Kuai Chan. In Taiwan, I think they call it Biandang. And then Hong Kong, they actually got more and more popular during COVID, and they call it Learn Song Fan. So even the different regions have different names, but essentially the core concept is still the same. But for me, I prefer to call it a lunchbox though, because essentially isn't that a lunchbox? But the only thing about this type of food store is there are just so many choices to choose from, and I don't even know where to start. The first place that I'm checking out is actually Taste of Cho. You can always see long lines at the restaurant, but long queues actually means there's frequent turnover for the dishes, so that is actually a good thing. As you can see here, the lunchboxes just get pumped out like bam 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 bam, which means the food that you get is always hot and fresh when it goes into your lunchbox. Okay, so usually I would actually eat at a food court after getting this lunchbox, but since the weather is actually pretty nice today, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Just sit outside and enjoy the food. So today, for me, I actually get 3 choices with rice. So I think that actually costs like $14. It's actually pretty good for this size. So I got the salted pepper chicken, and then the eggplant, and then the Chinese cabbage as well. So the first thing that I'm gonna try is the salt and pepper chicken. If you guys don't know, salt and pepper chicken is actually one of the specialty dishes in Taiwan, and it is actually a very popular street food over there. Let's give it a go. So usually for salt and pepper chicken, it is more like a snack, but it actually goes really well with rice as well. So the chicken itself is bite-sized, so it's actually really easy to eat. So I can probably quickly show you here. I actually really enjoy it because like the outside is so crispy and then the inside is so tender. And the good thing is like this is also freshly made every single day as well. So yes, if you are coming to Taste of Cho, like you just have to get this. And then the second item that I've chosen is actually an eggplant. Whenever that I go to Taste of Cho, again, eggplant is also another dish that I would usually get. Shall we give it a go? This is actually really flavorsome. Personally, I just love eggplant. And this eggplant is actually so well made. It is so soft, like it literally melts in your mouth. Pretty much it could be like the Wagyu of eggplant because it is so soft. I really like the caramelized glaze as well. It is just so good. And I think it actually goes perfectly with the rice as well because the sauce actually goes really well with the rice. Okay, lastly, I actually opted for a bit of a healthier option, which is Chinese cabbage and carrots, and I think there is also a bit of tofu as well. Let's give it a go too. It is very flavorsome, but it still tastes pretty healthy actually. I think it's probably like braised in some sort of broth. It wasn't like so plain. And also the Chinese cabbage is so crunchy as well. It's so good. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this off and we can head off to the next spot. Guys, I actually managed to finish this. You can probably tell that not just the portion is like perfect, but it is because it is so tasty as well. So, yes, definitely recommend this to you guys. So, the second place that I'm checking out is actually Zhou Mum Cafe. This place is actually frequented by so many Chinese students that are studying around this area. So one thing about this restaurant is that the food here is actually super cheap. This place specializes in homemade style Chinese dishes, and I look at the menu, there are actually so many options. I just can't wait to check it out. So I went into the restaurant. I actually asked the owner what would she recommend, and this is what she said to me. 什么的好吃啊？做了14年了。啊。I talked to the owner for a bit as well. She was telling me that she has been working here for 14 years providing meals to all these Chinese overseas students in the area, which is really cool. And as you can see, there are also so many options as well, hot dishes, cold dishes. I just picked the ones that looks pretty appealing. So the price for 3 choices with fries is $11. This could easily be some of the cheapest economy lunchbox options in Sydney. Not just that, you even get a free drink out of your dish as well. The owner actually showed me the options available as well. 有免费的。这些是什么？这个是绿豆，这个是油的，这个是豆浆。一个绿豆吧。一个绿豆哈。对，好的。11块。So the first thing that I've picked is Medan Ciak cold roll. Braised pork with preserved veggies. This looks like really fresh. I also got the shredded potatoes, which is a pretty common homemade dish in China, and also, she told me this is 牛柏叶。这个吧，这个旁边这个对。是吗？ So bad with like these dishes names. So I think it's some sort of beef offal. You don't really get it from like Western food, but like in Asian cuisines, we actually eat like pretty much a lot of the body parts as well. I always start with the meat first. Look at this. This piece is like huge, and then there is also so much fatty part of the meat as well. It's so flavorsome, and like the fatty part of the pork, it literally melts in my mouth. And then the shredded potatoes. Just good texture. It doesn't have a lot of flavoring in it, but it's actually like really good. It tastes very clean, and it goes really well with fries. And then lastly, the beef offal. This is actually a cold dish. It's kind of like a salad. This is actually a bit spicy. Wow, there's actually a kick to it. They also have like celery in it as well. So like you've got this chewy texture of the beef offal, and then you've got the crunchy texture from the celery when you eat it together, and then it also hits you with like a spicy kick as well. It's actually like very interesting. I enjoy it. Let's not forget the free drink that actually comes with the rice. I got the green bean drink, and I'm actually curious how that tastes like. Ooh, okay. It's actually not sweet, but it's pretty refreshing, especially for summertime. And don't forget to clean up after yourself when you finish the meal. There is designated area to put away your plates and cutlery. So, the last place that I'm going to is Medan Ciak. In fact, the Medan in Medan Ciak is actually a city in Indonesia, where there is a significant Indonesian Chinese population too. So that not just you'll find typical Indonesian dishes here, you will also find dishes with a Chinese tweak as well. At first I'm like, I might only get like 2 choices because it's literally only $10 that you get 2 choices with rice. But I'm like, all the choices look so good. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I gave in and I'm gonna get like 3 choices, stuff that. So the first choice that I'm getting is the jackfruit. I will probably just quickly show you here. I think it is actually pretty common in Indonesian dishes. And then the second is actually sweet and sour fish. I think this is more like a Chinese influenced dish than an actual like Indonesian dish. Of course, I just love my potatoes. And I think they also have some like green beans and also peanuts on the side. And the good thing about this place is they always ask you, do you want curry sauce? Do you want sambal? Do you want chili? And of course my answer is yes.
Do you want curry sauce and chili?
Yes please. That's the game. People actually keep raving about the jackfruit because I don't think that is actually a dish that you would get normally in any restaurants. But personally, when I came here, I just loved it. So, alright, let's give it a go. The jackfruit actually are in huge chunks, so just be careful. Wow. Okay. It actually got like this like subtle citrusy taste. The jackfruit is actually kind of drenched in like this spicy curry sauce, so that it got a bit of like a spicy kick to it. Funny that it actually kind of resembles a bit of meat, but it got a bit of like a citrusy aftertaste to it. I actually rate this. Okay, the second choice that I got was the sweet and sour fish. I feel like this is more like Chinese inspired dish rather than like actual Indonesian dish. It kind of sounds like sweet and sour pork. And before I start, can I just show you like the huge piece of fish that I got from them? Wow, the flavors are actually really good. Yeah, the sauce is exactly like sweet and sour pork sauce. So the last pick from me is the potatoes. I always like this type of like Indonesian style potatoes. Let's give it a go. Don't forget the chili. Okay, here we go. Wow, it is so flavorsome. The potatoes are actually so soft, but you don't really get like that mushy kind of feeling, which I really enjoy it. And also, can I mention the chili? Personally, I think as compared to like a typical Indonesian sambal, I think it is actually less spicy. This chili that they gave, it actually got a bit of like a sweet taste to it. I think it is more on the sweet side than like the spicy side. Lastly, I just have to say, if you get 3 choices with rice, the portions are actually pretty big. So like if you're a bit of like a small eater, you can easily split this into like 2 meals. So this is it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the 3 places that I've taken you to. Pretty much you could get like really cheap food here. Isn't that a good life hack? Anyway, thank you so much if you watched until this point of the video. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. I'm actually pretty curious to hear from you. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video.